Hello and welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Today, we are talking about pushing, pressure, and time. It's like the three ingredients of American society. In the world that we live in, we're taught that success comes through hustle, it comes through force, and it comes through constant pushing. And today I want to talk about these things from a different lens, not from the programs and the conditioning and what we've been taught to believe, but really the underlying energetics of everything. My intention and my aim, this is a deep conversation. It's a one that I feel you have to wrap your head around for a while. The mind wants to push back on this perspective. And what I ask of you is to try it on with a open mind. Try it on with an open mind. And when you hear the chatter of this is garbage, this is bullshit, or the resistance you have to the words, I want you to ask yourself, who is that that's talking? Who is that that's challenging this notion? And I never want to force my opinion on you, but I do think it would be really good to question who is challenging these thoughts, who is challenging these beliefs. Because if you feel that at a soul level, then go for it. Like, I don't want to try to sway anyone one way or the other, but challenge yourself. Is it my conditioned mind? Is it my ego? Is it my small self that wants to stay comfortable? And just to really try this on for size and see what fits and what resonates. I would say that all conversations, when you listen to it again, you're always at a different consciousness when you take something in. And this conversation, I feel each time you listen to, you'll resonate at that new level of consciousness, and more things will call to you. So let's get into it and start to dive into the norm around hustle, force, and constant pushing, and really time as an illusion. And really talking about hustle, force, and pushing, and from an energetic standpoint, why this actually is counterintuitive, counterproductive to getting where you want to be. Because we have this story that you need to work hard, we need to make things happen, we need to fight against the tide, we need to push to get to where we want to go. It's very ingrained into our belief system that is what will get you your desires. And it's deeply embedded into every cell of our being, not just from childhood conditioning, but from ancestral conditioning. You know, our grandparents, or at least my grandparents, like the Great Depression, right? There's still this scarcity. There's still this push and this pressure to get our needs met that go beyond just our lifetime and our childhood. So let's go towards start with pushing and why pushing doesn't serve. Why pushing towards your goals. We hear all the time, go chase your dreams. You know what happens when you start to chase something? It runs from you. And the same thing happens energetically. The more we push, the more we chase, the more the thing runs away from us. And when we become magnetic, when we become that thing, we draw it towards us rather than pushing and forcing. Pushing creates resistance. Think about pushing up a current like in the river. You are creating unnecessary resistance when you could just turn around and go with the flow. And it's the same thing with energy. When we push, we create resistance. The resistance blocks our energy from flowing freely and stops the natural unfolding of our desires. Because when we are pushing and when we are forcing, we are constricting the flow of life force energy through us. And that's where all of our power is. That's where your magnetic power is. That's where your creativity, where your logic, and where your life force energy is. And when we act out of pressure, so this is something that I had to learn a lot, is the fear of scarcity, the fear of not having money and not making ends meet with being a single mom, that oftentimes it was I didn't have the flow. The flow wasn't, it was always available, but I had a lot of emotional blockages that were keeping me from accessing the flow. So I would just force myself to get on my computer and to take action. But the action wasn't out of love and service and abundance. It was out of fear and scarcity. I was running from my biggest fears. And when we watch and when we pause, when we take actions, why am I taking this? Why am I taking this? Is this out of pressure, or is this out of pleasure? I really want to do this. Because if it's I should do this, I should post this, I should post something today, it comes from an energy of lack. It comes from fear. And that fear won't get us what we want. Maybe if we force enough, but eventually what is built on fear will go away. It creates this energetic frequency of scarcity and lack. So when we take an action out of pressure, when we take an action out of, I've got to do this so this doesn't happen, we do it from lack. And when we push that energy out into that action, the universe has no other option but to match those results back to us with that same frequency of scarcity and lack. So it's an empty action because the universe is mirroring that frequency. And so it just becomes this perpetual thing. And it is our egoic mind on autopilot. It's these fears that are on autopilot that are forcing these empty actions. It is the programming that you must always be performing. You must always be pushing. You must always be doing something. It's all conditioning. But when you take aligned, inspired action, it's because you're called to. It's because you want to. It's because there's like this deep calling that, like, I want to share this because it feels good. When you take action from pressure, you're taking it from your small self, and you will get small results back, period. And so we spend so much of our time taking action from that place, Earlier I started to even record these videos, and I had like for days planned to do this on this day. I had a day wide open, and I kept trying to record, and it was just like, man, I am forcing. Like, if I'm truly honest with myself, I am forcing, and I know that's what my energy is bringing out, is like, I've got to do this. And it's not my best work, and the universe won't give me the best results. It's not about what you do. It's about the frequency behind it. It's about the intention around it. Because the act of pushing is a desire for control. When we try to manage and direct and plan every aspect of our life, we're trying to control things, and we block the flow of divine guidance. We block the flow of our higher self that takes aligned action, that gets us potent results. When we step in and we take action out of this conditioned mind that we've got to always be performing and proving and producing, we block what really wants to come through, because we're just doing what we know to do based off of our limited mind and what we've done in the past. And you can't create new if you keep taking action from the limited mind. But surrendering is being present in the now. What wants to come alive right now? For me, my ego is like, you need to finish these videos so you can get it out there, so you can do all these things, so you can blah, 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 blah. Like, it had this whole agenda around it. Like, the soul doesn't have an agenda. It's just like, what wants to be created right now? And you know what wanted to be created right now for me? To go on a walk in nature. And taking that time, taking that break, I had one of the biggest breakthroughs I've had in quite some time. I released emotional blockages that I didn't even know existed. And it allowed a better and more conscious, loving version of me to come and create with you. And that's the act of surrendering, is, having that alignment and allowing things to come out of you effortlessly. If there's a lot of planning, if there's a lot of preparing, if there's a lot of pressure to do it, it's not you that's doing it. It's your egoic mind that's trying to control something. It's trying to prevent something bad from happening. It's a fear-based action that will get you similar results. And then you probably say, like, well, what the hell do I do? Like, I've got deadlines. There's time involved in all of those things. But I want to offer up a different way of thinking. What if time was a man-made construct? What if it was an illusion? Because in the field of energy, all possibilities exist right now. But we're so conditioned to believe in this linear timeline. But in the quantum realm, there is no past. There is no future. There is only now. Now, 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 now. Everything exists right now. Like the moment you think of a desire, the moment you think of like the next version of you, that timeline exists. It's created right then. And you're not bound by time. We're often thinking like, well, for me to get to that timeline, like A, B, C, D, E, F, and G are going to need to be done. But there's another way to do it. You're simply like, you can simply just jump to a vibrational frequency and be on that timeline. Everything already exists. All of your dreams, all of your desires, all of your goals, they're here. And there's no waiting for things to happen. It's not about time. It's about alignment. And alignment can happen. You know, I'll talk about prayer and talking to source, talking to the creator. And that, you know, oftentimes it's like, well, I want this and all of these things need to happen. But it's like, if you set your intention, like you have a desire and you create that intention, I intend to realize this. It's not going out and getting it. It's realizing it within you. I intend to experience this. I intend to project this out into my reality because it's within me right now. And to ask the creator, what is that state of consciousness? What is that energetic alignment? And to get silent and to allow that energy to download into you. You're not asking for the thing, you're asking for the energy, the frequency, the alignment of the thing. And when we focus not on the thing, but on the energetic frequency of it, every day it's like, God, source, creator, whatever works for you. Like, thank you. Thank you for the consciousness. Thank you for the consciousness. Thank you for the certainty in me, the certainty in this consciousness that I will embody. And it's an energetic game. And how you climb that energetic game is you feel into the energy. You release the dense shit that we're releasing in all of these activations. And the more you release doubt, the more you release fear, the more you release control, the higher your energetic frequency. And the closer you get to that thing. But it could happen instantaneously. It's just that our minds like to go to this linear timeline, but it's not necessary. You can quantum leap to where you want to be by finding the frequency. And divine timing isn't about like, there's like this certain time where everything's meant to happen for you. Like it's all here right now, available for you. But it's about allowing that energy. And when the energy, when you're there, when you're at that energetic frequency, it will unfold effortlessly for you. It's just a matter of aligning to it. It's downloading the energy. And with that energy comes the information, the synchronicities, the clarity, the authenticity, all the juice that you need for it to unfold effortlessly. And that's why pressure and pushing go against getting the thing, bringing the thing to reality. It's about being and not doing. And, for me, it's a game of the nervous system, because you can know this, but your subconscious programming will trigger the nervous system. It's not safe to go this slow. It's not safe to not take action. It's not safe to, it's not safe. And you'll start all of these thoughts like, I need to do something, I need to do something, I need to do something. And that's fear-based action. And so in the activation, we will communicate with the nervous system, and we will expand the nervous system to be in this space of allowing it to unfold, to seeing that there's a new way, to drop the survival mechanisms, because that's what it is. It's a protective mechanism. It's a survival strategy. But when you're in survival, you can't thrive. You can't create. A rabbit getting chased by a fox isn't looking to have fun and play and create. It's looking to survive. And it's the same fucking thing for you. If you're constantly on this rabbit loop, if you're on this like hamster wheel is what I wanted to say, this hamster wheel of survival, thinking like, I've just got to keep up, you will never slow down to actually create something meaningful, to co-create with the universe. Because co-creating with the universe, you can't do that in survival mode. So what I'm suggesting is becoming, being that version, being in alignment, being at that frequency where it flows through you effortlessly, rather than doing and forcing action. Being, when you're in a state of being, you're in alignment with your higher self. When you are in your natural state, you're not grasping, you're not chasing, you're not proving, you're just fucking you. That's when you're open. You're open when you're not in survival mode. You're receptive when you're not trying to not die. That's what survival mode is. That's what we've been programmed, how we've been programmed to live. And this is where manifestations occur naturally. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't think that you need to push and prove and get things effortlessly. It's one or the other. Pushing and forcing comes with the consequences of burnout and not the greatest results. Being in alignment comes with surrendering. It comes with deconditioning, becoming a new way of being. The action you take when you're aligned is effortless because you're just being it. It's an extension of who you already are. It's not something that you have to force. And you're not attached to the outcome. You're doing it because you want to do it. You're doing it because it brings you joy and bliss, enthusiasm and excitement. That is the energy of where your action should be if you want to quantum leap. You trust that if the action is needed, it will flow to you. But you don't push to do shit that's not flowing just for the sake of getting the check mark, getting the A+. We've been conditioned so much off of productivity. The Industrial Revolution has us thinking that productivity means something about our worthiness. But what it did was make us compliant, good workers that work for someone else. But I want to talk about this one more time and to go over it because it's so potent, it's so powerful. When you are in a state of being, when you've aligned your energy, and how will you know if you've aligned your energy? Because you get inspired action that's like, damn, that sounds like fun. Yeah, that sounds good. I like that. There's enthusiasm, there's excitement, there's like, yeah. And you do it because you want to do it, not because it's like, oh God, I should really get on the computer and record some freaking videos. I should really make some content. I should really call that client. You know what happens when you feel pressured to call someone and get business from them? That repelling as fuck. Because you're trying to take their energy rather than give. You're trying to take something from them and they can feel it. And it's repelling. So when you're in aligned action, it's just who you're being. Like you just can't help but do it. And you're not attached to the outcome because you're not doing it to get anything. You're doing it to give something because it's like, damn, that's fun. Damn, that's good. Yeah. Enthusiasm, excitement. But you know that if you're supposed to do something, it will flow through you. It is being done through you. You're not doing it. Source energy is downloading it through you. It will flow through you. And when you move from a state of being, it's not about pushing or forcing. You just allow what wants to come through to come through. There's this surrenderedness to it. It's inspired action rather than forced action and pressured action. Doing is old news. Doing is survival. And it's not to say that you won't take action being, but you take action being as if you're already whole, you're already complete. I am, you know, your source creation, and you're not lacking anything. You're doing it because you want to. When you embody I am, you visualize whatever it is. I am now. Now. And you need nothing outside of you to validate that. You know. There's no need for external approval or validation. You just know. You're whole and you're complete. Action from that place of being gets you everything. Not needing it is what brings it to you. Because when you know I am, like, you don't need anything from anyone. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. And when you get to that state, they want you, baby. They want you. Because it's that being, it's that effortless nature that's magnetic as fuck. And when you're being and that action is just natural, they can feel that. Out of all of the mask being worn, they feel that's authentic. That's from love. And that's what's magnetic. When you release the need to push, when you release the need for this pressure, we let the constriction in our body relax. And what's the opposite of constriction? It's expansive. It's expansion. In that expansion, we create space for flow. We create space for the universe to deliver exactly what you need in the right moment. In that relaxed state, everything expands. And this is how you collapse time and space. The more you let go, the more expansive things are, and the more naturally shit falls into place. You know, chasing, and I know we said this, it's lack and desperation. And it's a sign that you don't believe you already have what you need. And you're trying to get your needs met through someone else rather than knowing that you lack nothing. When you know your source creator, when you know the power you hold, you need nothing. The act of chasing is far from attraction. And so, you know, we talk about fractals, right? It's like the seed of belief. And based off of the seeds that are implanted into our mind, it creates a fractal. It's these neural pathways. And it's like, you know, you drive to work and you take the same route every day. And that's how our reality is we have these neural pathways within our mind, and we take the same route and we see the same experiences until we change route in our mind and we break that fractal. When we break that fractal, we create a new pathway. And when we create a new pathway, we expand our perception and we can start to see things differently. That's the power of doing this deep deconditioning. So when we believe that time is this man-made construct, rather than like the opposite is knowing everything exists right now, those are two very different pathways. And they'll get you two very different results. Because the one path will take you down this linear time. And when we're bound by time and order, we create a shit ton of limitation. And you can choose that pathway. You can choose that fractal, that pattern. Or you can open your mind to start to believe something different. You can start to form a new neural pathway that says, I believe everything exists right now. I believe everything exists right now. And there's no need for me to wait. It all exists right now. And all you have to do is get to that frequency, to claim that frequency, to claim that consciousness. And in that frame, in that avenue, you can create beyond space and time, because that's the belief that you hold. And you'll see that when you align with the energy of it, when you focus on the energy and not all the logistics, time collapses. It's just about unlocking it. It's just about finding that key within you. And it's all internal. The more you elevate your frequency, the more you release these fractals and these limitations of the mind, the wider your perception. And there will be this point where your energy, where your life force energy and your consciousness come together. And that's the key to unlocking this timeline, this new reality. It's those two things. It's your life force energy, releasing guilt, blame, pride, shame, doubt, judgment, all of that bullshit in your consciousness. What do you believe to be true? Those are the two ingredients. What do you believe to be true? And you can believe that it takes time, or you can believe it's all now. And it's just about the energy meeting me at that belief. And when I do that, everything just starts to flow to me. It's your choice. You have the agency, you have the authority to make whatever choice you want. It's all about the I am. It's to have the desire to set the intention and to embody the state of consciousness of I am. Like I am now. And then releasing all the false beliefs. And as you do that, you raise your energy. And then they will meet. And then you will be a conduit for the flow. You will have everything you need. You will have the resources, the people, the places, the voice, whatever it may be, for that to be in your physical world and into your physical reality. It's become the thing. Become the vibrational match. And then you will be led to doing the actions. And then you will have the thing. But so often we think, well, once I have all of the things, once I have the time, once I have the resources, once I have the money, once I have the lover, blah, 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 then I'll do that thing. And then, it's the other way around. But it's become the thing. Then you'll be led to do the actions. And then you'll have the thing. But if you don't become the thing and you just skip to doing, those actions aren't in alignment with that version of you. If you were already in alignment to it, you would already have it. But I want to leave you with this. When you step into more ease, your nervous system may resist. You've been conditioned to survive, to push, to struggle. You've been programmed to be compliant, to be a good worker. But what good worker makes a shit ton of money and lives the life of their dreams working for someone else? It doesn't exist. And that's the whole thing. It's the nervous system's, it doesn't have the capacity right now for that ease. So it can be very tempting for the nervous system to pull back into the familiar, back into the survival strategies of force, control, and effort. And it's our job to recognize those patterns within us and to see, I'm taking action out of fear, out of scarcity. This is your nervous system at work, and it will block everything. So in this activation, we are going to communicate with the nervous system. We're going to expand its ability for ease. Because they think ease, they think flow is dangerous because it's unknown. And that's what has this loop going on and on and on and on and on, repeating the same shit over and over again with not the best results. Because it's the nervous system is controlling all of it. So stress and struggle and push and pressure, it's not something to put pride in. That's conditioning. That's who we've told we should be. But if that was to work, you wouldn't be here. That's why everybody is burnt out. That's why mental health is shit. Because of these false beliefs that have us running around. Ease, baby, ease. Ease is the way. I'm not saying it's easy. But in this activation, we're going to clear up a lot of that shit and allow you to see, allow your nervous system to relax and to see how flow can bring you everything you want and everything you need. So also it's healing. It's the best thing for your body, for your mind. And when you free yourself from struggle and strife and pressure and pushing, you free your kids. You break that pattern not only within you, but within your whole entire lineage. And you change the trajectory of your family. And that's powerful and that's potent beyond belief. So open yourself up to this idea. Open yourself up to this concept. Anyways, I'm sending you so much love. Hop into the activation. Let's go deeper into this and let's find the motherfucking flow, baby.